I was sitting in the CEO's office, looking at an email on his screen that had my name on it, my actual work email address, except I had never written it. The message was vulgar, sexually explicit, and completely insane. And according to the timestamp, I had supposedly sent it at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. My boss was staring at me with this look of utter disgust, and I could feel my entire career crumbling in real time. I opened my mouth to defend myself, but honestly, what do you even say when someone shows you proof of something you absolutely did not do? I'm going to tell you exactly how my coworker destroyed my reputation, how long it took me to figure out what she'd done, and what happened when I finally exposed her. Trust me, the way this ends is going to shock you. 6 months earlier, everything was fine. Better than fine, actually. I had just been promoted to senior marketing coordinator at a mid-sized tech company in Seattle. It was my dream job, creative freedom, great salary, and a team I genuinely liked. That's where I met Jessica. She started 2 weeks after my promotion, hired as a marketing coordinator reporting to me. She was 28, bubbly, always smiling, and seemed incredibly eager to learn. I took her under my wing. I remembered what it was like to be new and nervous, so I went out of my way to include her in meetings, taught her our systems, even grabbed coffee with her most mornings before the day started. She told me about her previous job, how her old boss had taken credit for her work, how she'd felt invisible. I felt for her. I promised her that wouldn't happen here, that I'd make sure she got recognition for everything she did. Looking back now, I can see how perfectly she played me. I was so focused on being a good mentor that I completely missed the fact that she resented me from day one. The first weird thing happened about 3 months in. I got called into a meeting with my boss, the VP of marketing, and she asked me why I'd missed the quarterly budget review. I was confused because it had never been on my calendar. She pulled up the meeting invite, and sure enough, it showed I'd been invited, but declined. Except I never declined it. I never even saw it. I apologized profusely, said maybe it was a technical glitch, and moved on. Then my login credentials stopped working one morning. IT reset them and said someone had tried to log in from an external location multiple times, triggering a security lock. Strange, but not impossible. Hackers try to breach corporate accounts all the time, but that wasn't even the worst part. About a month later, I started noticing Jessica was getting really friendly with our CEO, David. He was in his early 50s, brilliant guy, a bit socially awkward, but genuinely kind. Jessica would find excuses to stop by his office, laugh way too loud at his jokes during all-hands meetings, and volunteer for every project he mentioned. I didn't think much of it. Ambition is fine. I figured she was just networking. Then one afternoon, David stopped me in the hallway and asked if everything was okay. I said yes, confused. He looked uncomfortable and said, "If you're ever feeling overwhelmed or need to talk about anything, my door is always open." I thanked him and walked away feeling completely baffled. What was that about? 2 weeks later, I was called into his office. The email was already pulled up on his screen when I walked in. He didn't even say hello. He just turned the monitor toward me and said, "I need you to explain this." The subject line read, "You and me." The body of the email was absolutely horrifying. Graphic sexual advances, suggestions about meeting after hours, language I would never, ever use. And it was signed with my name, sent from what looked exactly like my work email address. I felt like I was going to throw up. I kept saying, "I didn't write this. I swear to God, I didn't write this." David looked like he wanted to believe me, but I could see the doubt in his eyes. He said HR was already involved and that I was being placed on immediate administrative leave pending an investigation. I went home that day in a complete daze. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I just sat on my couch staring at the wall, trying to piece together how this had happened. My career was over. Even if they believed me eventually, the accusation alone would follow me forever. I'd be the woman who sent inappropriate emails to the CEO. No one would hire me. I started Googling how to prove you didn't send an email at midnight like a lunatic. And then she said something I will never forget. The next morning, Jessica texted me. "Hey, heard you're out for a bit. Hope everything's okay." That heart emoji. That fake concern. Something clicked in my brain. I went back through my phone and looked at every interaction we'd had over the past few months. She'd asked me about my email password once, casually, when we were setting up a shared drive. She'd borrowed my laptop twice when hers was acting weird. She'd been in the office late several times when I wasn't there, always with some excuse about catching up on work. I called a friend who works in IT security and explained everything. He walked me through how to check my email account's login history, and there it was. Multiple logins from an IP address that wasn't mine. Most of them happened late at night or early in the morning when I was obviously asleep. The explicit email to David had been sent from that same IP address. I took everything to HR and demanded they trace the IP. It took them 4 days. 4 days of me sitting at home, unemployed, terrified, barely eating. And then I got the call. The IP address belonged to Jessica's apartment complex. But here's the thing that made it even more twisted. When IT did a deep dive, they found she hadn't just sent that one email. She'd been logging into my account for months. She'd declined that budget meeting invite. She'd sent passive-aggressive emails to vendors that looked like they came from me. She'd even accessed my performance reviews and changed a few comments to make me look difficult to work with. She'd been systematically sabotaging me, slowly, carefully, waiting for the perfect moment to completely destroy me. And what I did next? Most people told me I'd gone too far. I didn't just report her to HR. I filed a police report. What she did was identity theft, computer fraud, and harassment. I contacted a lawyer and sent her a letter outlining every single charge I could pursue. I also made sure everyone in our industry knew what she'd done. I didn't post about it publicly, but I quietly reached out to every professional connection I had and explained what had happened. I wanted to make sure that if she ever applied anywhere else, someone would know to ask questions. HR fired her within 48 hours. The company issued a formal apology to me and offered me my job back with a promotion and a raise. Their way of trying to make it right, I guess. I accepted, but I also negotiated a clause in my contract that gave me the flexibility to work remotely most of the time. I didn't want to be in that office every day after what had happened. Jessica tried to apologize. She sent me this long, rambling email about how she'd been struggling with jealousy and mental health issues, and how she never meant for it to go that far. I didn't respond. Some people don't deserve your forgiveness. Some people deserve exactly what they get. The police investigation is still ongoing. Turns out I wasn't the only person she'd done this to. At her previous job, the one where she claimed her boss took credit for her work, she'd actually been fired for creating a fake social media account to harass a coworker. She had a pattern. I was just her latest victim. I'm still at the company. I love my job again. But I'm different now. I don't trust as easily. I don't mentor people the way I used to. And I lock my laptop every single time I step away from my desk, even if it's just to grab coffee. If you've ever had someone betray you at work, or if you've ever been blindsided by someone you thought was a friend, I want you to know this. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. And when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Don't make excuses for them. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Protect yourself, document everything, and don't be afraid to fight back. If this story resonated with you, subscribe. I share a new story every single week. And drop a comment below if you've ever been betrayed by someone you completely trusted. You are not alone, and you will